we are going to talk about multivariate linear model. Let us recall briefly what univariate linear model is. There the model is y is equal to x beta plus epsilon. That's the notation. And this vector, it's of size n cross 1. So that consists of n independent observations on a single response variable y taken from n sampling units. Now we are going to extend that to a situation when we shall have not just one response variable but say d response variables. So in that case, this y vector in the univariate linear model, that will be replaced by a matrix capital Y, and we have to have adequate extension, appropriate extension for the beta coefficient. We shall call it capital B, and appropriate assumptions about the error, no longer error vector but error matrix. So we shall have appropriate assumptions we shall introduce, and we shall talk about, discuss the natural questions like estimation of beta, what is the least square estimate there, how do we go about it, what is an expression for the least squares estimator, what are the properties, what are the connections with the corresponding projection matrix on column space of X. And we shall also consider in this lecture, in the first lecture, estimation of linear functions of the capital B matrix. Capital B, let us recall again, it will extend the beta vector that we encountered in univariate linear model. What our format of our talk is as follows, lecture is as follows. We first of all introduce the multivariate linear model given by capital Y, a matrix, is equal to xb plus E. X is of size n cross p and B is of size p cross d. In the brief introduction, I have already told you that we are extending our knowledge of univariate linear model to a multivariate setup, where for every sampling unit out of n such units, we are measuring not one response variable but rather d response variables. And so I assume that we have already acquired the basics of knowledge of univariate linear model. So what we do now, we discuss the following topics. What are the topics? First, least squares estimation of capital B. Like we have initially talked about least square estimation of beta vector in univariate linear model. Then what is an expression for the least square estimator, and then its connection with the projection on column space of capital X. Then we talk about some properties of least squares estimator of capital B, and finally we talk about discuss estimation of linear function of beta. We are exactly taking the same path as we do in univariate linear model, but there will be situations when we skip some of the details because those details are to be found in standard textbooks, and also we are going to focus here more on the issues. And this lecture is based primarily on the book Multivariate Observations by G.A.F. Savard. It's a 1984 Wiley text. We introduce the following model. So what is the model? Let's see. Capital Y is equal to xb plus E. X is n cross p as before, so there are p many covariates which is made available to us for each of the n sampling units, and capital B is a p cross d matrix. So, and these d many columns corresponding to contribution to different response variables, and each of the n rows of Y. Now let us recall that in the univariate linear model, so there are these rows are, each of the row there is only one entry. Now there are d many entries, so therefore we are taking observation on d response variables for each of the sampling unit. And we now introduce couple of notation. One notation is that we write down the capital Y matrix, the matrix of observations, as their rows are denoted by Y1 transpose up to Yn transpose. So those are the observations for the n sampling units. Now if we focus on not the observations on the sampling units but only on the response variable, so there are d many response variable. For each of this response variable I shall have n many observations coming out of n sampling units. Those vectors denoted by y superscript within bracket 1, y superscript within bracket 2, and so on and so forth till y superscript within bracket d. Those are the observations on the responses. So in particular y superscript j It is the independent, this consists of n independent measurements on the jth response variable for n sampling units. So this is our basic setup. This notation, that is writing down notation for both row and column separately, those are important. Let us write capital B matrix, the coefficient matrix, as beta superscript 1 up to beta superscript d, and E as the error matrix. As in Y, we write epsilon 1 transpose up to epsilon n transpose for the n many sampling units, and epsilon superscript 1 within bracket up to epsilon superscript d within bracket. Those are as before correspond to Y, exactly same as Y, except that we are now looking only at the errors. Now this notation, these notations, additional notation introduced for Y matrix and the E matrix, the error matrix, they lead to two different representation of the model. Y is equal to xb plus E. What are the representation? Yi is equal to B transpose xi plus epsilon I. So if I look at only the observations for the ith sampling unit, I shall get a vector of observation, I call it Yi, and that is easy to verify from the model, that it is Yi is equal to B transpose xi plus epsilon I. And if we look at the jth response variable and look at all the observations on the jth response variable, we get Y superscript j within bracket is equal to x superscript beta j and plus epsilon superscript j within bracket. And as a univariate linear model, we make some assumptions. What are the assumptions? Assumption is that each of the rows of the error matrix capital E, which are epsilon 1 through epsilon n, they are uncorrelated. So there is and sometimes we shall assume independence with mean 0 and the common dispersion matrix sigma. Mean 0 obviously is a vector, and in other words, E of expectation epsilon I is equal to 0, dispersion which we have written in the slide as D, epsilon I is equal to sigma for I is equal to 1 through n, and covariance of epsilon I comma epsilon j is equal to the 0 matrix. That is, if we look at the different sampling units, for each of the sampling unit, for all the observations, the errors, they have mean 0, and the error structure, they could be dependent. I mean, there are d many variables for the ith sampling unit. They are dependent among themselves, possibly dependent, and that is denoted by the sigma matrix. And if we look at across sampling units, they are uncorrelated. So therefore, we assume the covariance to be equal to 0. So now we have to discuss least squares estimation of capital B. Now there we run into some kind of technical question now. Let us remember that in a univariate linear model, what we do, we look at y minus x beta, that's a vector, and we look at the quantity y minus x beta transpose y minus x beta, that's a real number. So once we have such an object, then as beta varies, x beta is an element, arbitrary element of the column space of X. So we are minimizing a quantity which is a function of a vector beta, and geometrically we are trying to find out that particular element of the column space of X which is closest to y, because we are minimizing y minus x beta transpose y minus x beta, which is same as length of y minus x beta square. So now, because beta is no longer a vector but it is a matrix, we have to have a suitable notion for comparing two different for different choice, say b1 and b2, we have to compare y minus x b1 and y minus x b2. Which one is more closure? Which one is closure? Right now, let's look at the following notion from matrix algebra. Suppose there are two symmetric matrices C and D. There is a partial order on the set of symmetric matrices. Suppose C and D are two matrices, symmetric matrices. Then C is larger than D in this sense, in the sense that we are talking about now, if C minus D is non-negative definite. So in particular, if C is larger than D, then each diagonal entry of C is greater than each diagonal entry of D, and that corresponding diagonal entry of D, and so on and so forth. And it means that X transpose C minus D extra X is non-negative for all X. That's what it means. So it is an extension of the corresponding notion for univariate calculation. So let's see what we have to do now. We have to minimize some kind of a distance between y and x beta. So we look at the following analog of distance, namely y minus x beta transpose y minus x beta. It's a symmetric function, obviously, of B. It's a symmetric matrix and it's a function of B. So we want to minimize this function as a function in B, minimization in the sense of when this is ordered according to the notion that we just talked about. Now one can prove without too much of technical difficulty, almost proceeding along the same line as in univariate linear model, that it's exactly the same solution, same kind of solution. What is the formula for minimizing? So we have to have several questions. Does there exist a minimizing B? If so, what it is? There does exist, and it is given by a solution to x transpose x B hat is equal to x transpose y. So there is a B hat which minimizes, and it solves x transpose x B hat is equal to x transpose y. Let us remember the univariate linear model, the minimizing, not the a b hat beta hat minimizing, that minimizes y minus x beta transpose y minus x beta, that solves x transpose x beta hat is equal to x transpose y. It is exactly same here. It is here x transpose x b hat is equal to x transpose y, and conversely any b hat solving this will minimize y minus x b transpose y minus x b. So this is called normal equations, x transpose x b hat, x transpose y, and there is a solution which we discuss now. So a solution to this normal equation, or equivalently a beta hat b hat that minimizes y minus x b transpose y minus x b as a function of B, is called a least squares estimator of B. So it is exactly the same story, but because we are working no longer with a vector but a matrix, we have to be little alert about the calculation. So we see more on the least squares, discuss more on the least squares estimator of capital B. So let's see what we have seen so far. X transpose x B hat is equal to x transpose y. Now we look at the capital B matrix. Suppose we look at the columns. We denote the columns by beta 1 up to beta d, and we denote the columns of beta hat is equal to B hat is equal to beta hat 1 up to beta hat d. Then x transpose x B hat is equal to x transpose y. That can be written as x transpose x B hat j is equal to x transpose y superscript j for each choice of j is running in between 1 and d. So you see that in this case, just by looking at the individual equation x transpose x beta is equal to x transpose y j, it is as if we are looking at different normal equation for different univariate linear model. So what does it show? This shows that so far as least squares estimation is concerned, we can treat each of the d response variables separately, even though the yj's are uncorrelated. And not only that, we can estimate beta j hat separately for each of this univariate model. So it gives us some story about the multivariate linear model. Our definition, our modeling assumption is almost a natural extension of the univariate linear model. There we talk about estimation of beta, there we talk about least squares solution, there we talk about normal equation. Everything goes smoothly. Now let us also recall that there is a connection between the least squares solution and column space of X. So what is the least squares solution now? It is let us remember that x beta j hat. Now we notice that x beta j hat, that is each of these elements is a column element of the column space of X. So therefore each column of x beta is obviously an element of column space of X. Not only that, from the equation x transpose x beta hat superscript j is equal to x transpose yj. Let us fall back on our knowledge about univariate linear model. We notice as in univariate linear model that yj minus x beta hat superscript j is orthogonal to column space of X, or in other words, x beta j hat is the orthogonal projection of y superscript j onto the column space of X. So therefore we can write using the standard matrix theory language or notation, x beta j hat is equal to p suffix x, the projection matrix, onto the column space of X, both multiplied by y superscript j. This implies in turn x b hat is equal to px into y. So y P multiplied by P suffix x, where Px is the orthogonal projection onto column space of x. This is the least squares estimate of xb hat, xb. Alright, so we have seen the story, basically it unfolds in the same way as it did in univariate linear model. First introduce the model, then talk about least square estimation, then talk about normal equation, then try to identify a specific form of solution, and then see what are the properties that it enjoys. So what are the properties that it enjoys? Now we separate the case, separate the situation, separate out the situation when capital X is a full column rank. X is a matrix of size n cross P. When the columns are linearly independent, it has full column rank. So in that case, there is a unique solution to the. It is typically the case in regression. It is at least in the first course of regression. That's what we are taught. We can solve the normal equations by B hat is equal to X transpose X inverse X transpose Y, or equivalently beta J hat is equal to X transpose X inverse X transpose Y superscript J for J is equal to 1 through D. And what are the properties we have seen? The properties are exactly same. Let us remember the properties in univariate linear model. Do they translate to multivariate linear model? The answer is yes, they do. So for instance, expectation of beta hat, this is capital B, that is beta hat is an unbiased estimate of matter of capital B. And if we look at two separate two beta J hat and beta K hat, their covariance is sigma JK product X transpose X inverse. What is sigma? Sigma JK, small sigma JK is, so capital sigma, the entries of capital sigma are denoted by small sigma JK. So these are the entries of capital sigma, and because we have assumed that X is a full rank, so therefore X transpose X inverse is well defined. So the story is unfolding in the same way as it did in univariate linear model. So now I wish to take up in the last slide, we look at a linear function of capital B. So what is a linear function? We look at a linear function of each of the columns of capital B. So there are D many columns, so I look at A1 transpose beta 1, A2 transpose beta 2, and so on and so forth up to AD transpose beta D. So these are the separate linear function of the D many columns and their sum, which we call small phi. That's my definition of the linear function. So let us summarize what we have done in the first lecture on multivariate linear model. We have introduced what is called a multivariate linear model, extending univariate linear model. And our model, now we know that it is given by capital Y, a matrix is equal to xb, no longer beta, xb, B is a matrix, plus E is the error matrix. We have talked about how to estimate B by least square estimation. Then we have talked about least square expression for least square estimator of capital B and its connection with projection matrix onto the column space of X. We have also discussed briefly some of the properties of this least square estimate of capital B, and then we have gone on to addressing questions of estimating linear functions of the beta matrix, and we shall continue with the discussion in the second lecture.